Okay, so the first question I ask is, who are you? And I say, become yourself. Become yourself, that toddler that you used to be, that didn't have to be perfect, that was truly creative, that could have belly laughs all the time and laugh and jump around just like you did when you first came in here, and really be excited about what was going on in their life. That is so critical, and we lose that. As society got a hold of us, when we got potty trained, when you had all those rules that limited us, we began to limit our possibility. And when we talk about thinking out of the line, well, the toddler didn't have a line. The toddler was very able to create all kinds of things, to see what the doctor that I first talked to you about, that saw things that you and I aren't seeing. Becoming a toddler, the toddler in you is the most important thing. Now, I know they limited my time a little bit, but I want to do a couple of things that I think you will enjoy. So I do well when I have a little bit of an audience, and I know it's kind of too big for all of you. But right now, if you all open your bag, and every one of you has some coloring paper, because we're going to do art. We're going to do art therapy. And 10 of you have a paintbrush. The lucky ones that are going to come up and actually physically paint up here with me. And I'd like those people to come up here. Come on up. Come on up. Good to see you. Come on up. Okay. All right. So I want to, before we finish this, come on, stand here. I'm going to start asking you some questions. There's one thing I want to show you. It looks complicated, but it really isn't. It's if we look at what I've been talking to you about all of this time, the most important thing we have is water. How do we get more water in our body? One of the problems that we don't control is the fact that traditional medicine treats everybody the same, and sometimes we need different treatment. It's important that when we go to a doctor, they treat us as an individual, and sometimes things happen to us, a broken arm, a leg, something happens that's unusual. But how do we get more water in ourselves? Number one is return to the toddler in you, because the toddler in you didn't have a sedentary lifestyle. That encourages more water. And the other is the genes. I did a lot of research on gene expression and found that there were things that we could do that really made a difference in your gene expression. I put people on a 12-week program. This was an IRB-approved study where I could modify thousands of their genes and reduce their sedentary and bad lifestyle. All of them increased their cellular hydration. All of them were younger, happier, having more fulfilling lives. Their blood pressure went down, their stress level went down, everything about them became really younger. Wanted them to be younger, not anti-aging. So they told me that I was supposed to teach you something. I hope I taught you something. Did I? I hope. I hope you guys are still doing your art at your desks, because I'm going to ask you a question soon. I hope I inspired you. We haven't really played yet. So everybody here who's doing their art, if you would just stop for a minute. It's pretty quick. We don't have enough time, you know. So I want you to look at your art. and tell me who of you colored inside the line. Honestly, we all do. So you were not a child yet. We got to let you color outside the line. And now, everybody here, can you see this picture? I want each of you to tell me what that is. What do you think that is?
A flower.
A flower. What do you think it is?
Nature.
A what?
Nature.
Nature?
Kind of a vegetable.
Vegetable.
Ladybug.
Ladybug.
A lily pad.
Lily pad.
Prickly pear.
Prickly pear.
Just like
A
a doodle, like a
doodle. A ladybug.
flower.
A flower.
I see a child sleeping.
A child sleeping. Okay. So, what did this experiment show all of you? These are 10 different people. They had 10 different opinions of what this was, right? Each one of them is a unique person. And I tell you, allow the unique you to blossom. Be thrilled and comfortable with who you are. Because you're going to be the best you. You will never be the best somebody else. It's really important to be brave enough to expose yourself to others without fear of rejection. It's important to be thrilled and comfortable with who you are. I tell my patients, remember to wear your crown, because you're valuable. And each of you is valuable because you're unique, and there's nobody else in the world like you, and nobody else can do as much as you can do in your future. Now, the other thing that happened here, if you look at this picture, where did everybody focus? At the doodle, right? But nobody talked about the white space. That white space is our full potential. The doodle is just what we see now and what we think is our potential. The white space is all the potential that you all have to be the very best and the youngest you. Does that make sense? What else? What else can I tell you? Every one of you has a huge potential that you're not aware of. So, I think I have a few more minutes. I'll go over these. When you go to our booth, there are a lot of what I call insights, which are sayings encouraging you to be the best you. So you'll get a picture, and you'll pick one of these that really calls to you. Actually, I just did a research project on 40 of my patients. It was a study that was a pilot study, but it was very interesting because all I did was tell them what cultural stress was. I measured their cellular hydration. I measured their blood pressure and asked them to do quizzes on how stressed they were. And over 2 to 4 weeks, we did a study of them, the blood pressure and everything in the beginning, 2 weeks and 4 weeks. All of them had reduced blood pressure. All of them had increased cellular hydration. All of them did much better on the research on the reduction of cultural stress. And many of them did a lot of things that they weren't doing before. On their own, we didn't tell them what to do because it was important that each one was an individual. Some of them did more exercise. Some of them went on a diet. They all did something that made them healthier and younger. So now I'm going to do some art, but I want you guys to help me out, okay? Because I need help doing my art. And should I do my art? You know what's really important? Should I have to be compulsive and make a face or something like that, or a circle, or what do you think? What should I do? How should I do my art? It's a big canvas. How am I going to do anything here? What should I do? Hey, can you tell me, come over here. Tell me what color I should use.
Teal.
Teal, this one, is that teal? Yeah. Okay, let's look here. Do some teal. So we got to be careful because we don't want to get this paint all over, you know? What color should I use now?
A sparkle.
A sparkle? Here, give me that. Yeah, let's do some sparkle. Got to be really careful. It's got to be perfect. We can't do it simply. Just put sparkle on. It's really important.